Dun, 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 dun. Do it.
Well, this game was absolutely drunk. I don't know what they were drinking, Carlsberg, Smithwick's, but both teams came to play today. And when you look at Arsenal, this shows that they might just be for real. They're a side that has been criticized in past seasons for maybe wilting under the weight of pressure. But players like Declan Rice, Kai Havertz being your two game changers. Kai Havertz, a player who hadn't scored a goal in forever, now gets back-to-back goals. Are you kidding me with Arsenal? You need to get every single point that you can in tough places to play. I say Luton Town, that is becoming a tough place to play. Don't let the table fool you. Luton Town, just out of that relegation battle. But Arsenal, if you want to stay ahead of Manchester City and Liverpool, these are the games you have to find ways to win. They did so tonight.
And I'll tell you what, Geoff Shreeves, CBS correspondent, CBS sports correspondent for the Premier League. You were watching every minute, and I know you enjoyed. I mean, in here, Geoff, I got to tell you, the whole room was on fire, goal after goal, so many reactions. Walk us through what were your reactions to this match.
Adrian, it was just an absolutely fantastic game. It was absolutely, honestly, it hung right until the final whistle. It could have gone either way. But when we saw that momentum chart that Mike was looking at just there, it showed that Arsenal actually had all of the possession. But what that momentum chart doesn't tell you was the amount of work that Luton Town put into the game. They hustled, they harried, they closed Arsenal down. They made them feel really, really uncomfortable. And Kenilworth Road is such a tight little stadium. The atmosphere it generates is extraordinary. In fact, there was one example in the second half. Luton Town player was about to take a throw-in. He actually say to Mikel Arteta, excuse me, could you get out of the way while I can take this throw-in? That's how tight the pitch is there. But I'll tell you what else this is. This is a continuation. We have really got a vintage Premier League this season. At the weekend, there were 38 goals scored, okay? So we've got 7 in one game tonight. We're getting over 3 goals per game. And I think that's down to the teams are not afraid, the smaller teams are not afraid of the reputations or the histories of the big teams. Look at Fulham taking it to Liverpool at the weekend. Look at Bournemouth going after Aston Villa. Look at Luton Town's approach against Arsenal tonight, who sit top of the table. They're having a go. It's absolutely fantastic for us to see.
One player that Mikel Arteta might be having a go against is David Raya. That Ross Barkley goal, maybe some possible better goalkeeping. How many times have we seen this season where Raya's made maybe a bit of a harsh mistake or an oops? And at what point does Mikel Arteta start asking questions?
Mike, you say about the Barkley goal, he wasn't too clever on the Adebayo goal either, was he? I mean, I think he's at fault for both of those goals this evening. And do you think about it, Adam Ramsdale was left out of the side without making an error. David Raya has made several mistakes since he's been in the goal for Arsenal. There has to be question marks over him. But Mikel Arteta made a bold move in putting him there. I don't think he'll change it. I think he'll keep going. I think that Declan Rice's header got him out of the hole tonight because Arsenal won. But he was poor again on at least 2 of the goals. And the other question mark as well, we'll maybe talk a little bit later, there was rumours that maybe Aaron Ramsdale could go up to Newcastle on loan. No chance. No chance. He could get a recall for the first team any moment now.
Geoff, I got 2 words for you. Bukayo Saka, talk to me, 200 appearances and already felt, I mean, so young, a young legend already. And already you felt his presence during the game at the very beginning here. He's always a factor.
Well, he's the magic man, isn't he? You look at the part he had in the first goal tonight. Such a clever move. When the ball comes to him, it's a quick throw-on taken. Okay, he's just so bright. He is so bright. He makes one run for the defender, 1 run for himself. He's got so much football intelligence for such a young man. And that's why Mikel Arteta plays in every single game. He very, very rarely leaves him out. Look at his assists. Look at his goals. He's an exceptional player for Arsenal and for England. He really is one of the top talents right now. He brings so much to the team, and also the fact that he can go either way. He's happy to cut inside. He's got the pace to beat his man on the outside, and he's got a great delivery as well. He really is a threat wherever he is on the pitch. Excellent player, and one that Arsenal, they don't overly rely on him, but they certainly look to him an awful lot, and he delivers.
Geoff, switching over to another club that maybe hasn't been delivering, Manchester United, it's been back and forth, a lot of off-the-field issues. As of late and recently, they issued a ban to a journalist from a press conference. What do you make of this latest drama for United?
Well, Mike, I'll be honest with you, it's a bit of a strange one because what Manchester United are saying is that a select group of journalists didn't run a certain story past them because they would have given comment on it or either stood the story up or stood it down. Now, the actual story in question was whether or not a number of senior players, it's been reported, are not impressed with Erik ten Hag or indeed with his buys. Now, there's no way that the club are going to stand that story up, so they're only going to deny it. So it's really, really odd, and it's not a good look, and it's a sign that the club, I think, are concerned about the media. But I have to tell you, in the old days, Mike, in the days of Sir Alex Ferguson, people like myself, getting banned was a passage of right. It used to happen every single week. It just doesn't happen so much anymore, but I think it is a reflection of the fact they're just a little bit jittery, results aren't going their way. They were so poor against Newcastle United at the weekend. A large number of the players, I think maybe 1, 2 came out of that game with any credit. So they really need a big performance against Chelsea tomorrow night.
Now, Geoff, let's talk about Pep Guardiola, always confident. I want you to listen to this and then give us your take. Take a listen.
Go on.
All right. Well,
did he whisper?
Yeah, we got to press play. Because Mike was supposed to press play. Are you ready, Mike? Press play.
No. Still waiting. Oh.
You
All
might
right,
do
there
your
it
best
is.
Pep impersonation.
Now.
Premier League today. If you ask me, we are going to win the Premier League. If we play in the level, so Liverpool and Tottenham, we are going to win it again. The people don't believe it already for 3 draws. But, yeah, we're going to do it again, knowing that it's not easy because no team have done it yet. So that's why the difficulty is there. So it was last season, it was this season, but if you ask me today what you're feeling, we're going to do it again.
I mean, you got to love the confidence, no?
I think his confidence is more than well placed, to be honest with you, Adrian. I mean, OK, they've drawn 3 games. That's why the questions are there. Can they be the first team ever to win 4 titles back-to-back? It's a huge ask. But they've got the Arsenal. If you think about it as well, they've been behind by much bigger gaps than this and much deeper into the season. They've been a long way behind March, going into April. Now, look, we're only just into December. So I think he's fully justified with what he's done, the squad he has, in saying, yeah, I still think that we're going to win this. I don't have too many doubts. They traditionally chase teams down anyway. So it's way, way too early to be calling any sort of shots about who's going to do it and who's not. What we have got, the first time in a long time, is more than a 2-horse race. We've got a real title race this year.
One team that's in that top 4 spot, Aston Villa, they've been arguably the surprise of that pack. What sort of test will they give this Man City side that they'll face coming up soon?
Well, they play them tomorrow night, Mike, and you've got, don't forget with Man City tomorrow night, there is no Grealish, there is no Rodri, because they've reached the dysentery yellow cards. So for that reason, they're not playing. And Jeremy Doku is a doubt as well. So not this, although, of course, they've got a big squad. But Aston Villa at home this season are extraordinary. 6 games, 6 wins, no draws, no losses. Now, that is a formidable record for any team to go and face. And Unai Emery is a really, really good coach, an exceptional coach. He's got his team well marshalled, and they play in a certain way that they will cause Manchester City problems. This will not be a walk in the park. Again, but it's like I was saying earlier, it's why it's such a great Premier League this season, because teams are taking it to the bigger teams.
Now, Geoff, there has been an injury, obviously, to Nick Pope. Several keepers linked to Newcastle. David De Gea is one of those guys. What do you think?
I think he'd be a very smart move for them if they take David De Gea, because he's a free agent, so he can go there now. You haven't got to wait till the January window. He's got the experience. He's a good goalkeeper. You could put him straight in without any worries whatsoever. I mean, it's 5 months since he last played. He's had offers, apparently, but nothing that's attracted him. But this just might, I think there'll be part of him thinking, you know what? I think this is, I want to prove a few people wrong. I mean, he's only 33. He's not that old for a goalkeeper. We've certainly seen keepers go well past the 35th birthday. So I think it'd be a really good signing for Newcastle United if they can get the deal done.
All right, well, we got it, Geoff. Thank you so much. As always, great takes. Pura excelencia, as we would say in Espanol. Geoff, thank you so much again. CBS correspondent for the Premier League, Geoff Shreeves.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, let's talk about what we're looking at going into this week, and tomorrow. We were already talking about some of the matchups in Premier League Wednesday fixtures in particular with Brighton and Brentford. Okay, that's going to be on Peacock, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. But looking at these matchups, I mean, I look at Liverpool, Sheffield United. That jumps out at me. But, pero.
But it's all about those two. Hey, grab everything, toss it out the window. I'm keeping an eye on those two. Everyone should be keeping an eye on Aston Villa, Manchester City, for all the reasons Geoff said about City's dominance. But I think Aston Villa, they have a side, especially given some of the absences that City may have or will have. They have a chance to have an upset here at Villa Park, a place they've been really strong. United, on the other hand, oh man, mamma mia. This might be the time where we see a shift in momentum. Chelsea have not had a good time going to Old Trafford as of late. I think since 2013. That was the last time they got a positive result. That's a long time. I think that will change. Nico Jackson, Enzo Fernandez is scoring goals, for crying out loud. Poch, we're on Poch watch. I think he might turn things around.
And back to Jeff's point, too. What he said. I mean, an average of at least 3 goals per game. EPL is on fire.